If you want to be able to do this, but you're really struggling, I'm going to give you 3 tips to unlock your bridge. I'm going to show you 3 exercises that are going to help you to unlock your bridge. And the first exercise that we're looking at is a shoulder opener. You're going to need a few pieces of equipment for this exercise. And you can have the choice between either a foam roller, which I'm not sure if you can see under Rod there, but he's got a foam roller there. If you are a little bit more advanced, you could also use a yoga wheel instead. And the yoga wheel is going to challenge your back bend a little bit more, and it's also going to give you more space for you to take your arms up and over your head. So if you find that you are on a foam roller like this and your arms go all the way down to the ground, you should probably try a yoga wheel so that you can challenge yourself just a little bit more. So yoga wheel or foam roller, and also a small weight, especially if you're a beginner. Start really light with this one, and as you go through the reps, you will feel if it's heavy enough, if you need to add a bit more weight, or just over time as you come in, just challenge yourself to go a little bit heavier, because this exercise is going to help to open your shoulders, but it's also going to help to strengthen your shoulders in the end range. So adding the extra weight over time is going to help to strengthen your shoulders in that position. All right, we can get started. So for this exercise, I really like the knees bent. So I'm going to get Rod to bend his knees in. And that's because this helps to create this posterior pelvic tilt. So posterior pelvic tilt, core is locked in, and we want to keep this flexed spine position through the movement to try to help to isolate the movement to the shoulders. So we're just trying to open up the shoulders for this exercise. We need a little weight, and for Rod, he is a beginner, so we might start with, just kidding. We'll go with a 6 kilo weight. And Rod is going to get his arms straight. He's going to push the weight as far away from his body as possible. Keeping this spine flexed, he's going to take the weight up and overhead. Make sure that as you're doing this exercise, you're breathing as well. So you can take a nice breath in as you come up and over, and exhale as you come down. And just notice that as the weight goes back, where is the weight going to? Feel it in your body, and over time, see if you can increase how far the weight goes back over your head. When we do this one in class, we do 10 reps of this exercise with a 10-second hold in this position here as well, which can be really challenging, especially if you have a heavy weight. And 3 rounds of this. You can also superset it with the 2 other exercises. There's a plane flying over at the moment. You can superset it with the 2 other exercises that I'm going to show you in this video today. Exercise number 2 is the warrior, and this stretch is mainly for the hip flexors, but we're also going to get some bonuses in this one because we're going to get the spine and also shoulder flexion, and we need both of those for the bridge. I'm going to get Rod to set up in a lunge position. Now, I really like the stick and the weight for this. I like the stick especially because it keeps our hands even as we take the stick up and over the head. And the weight will just encourage you to go back a little bit further, and it's going to help you to build strength in that end range position as well. So from here, Rod's holding onto the stick. We want to go shoulder width apart with the hands. You don't want to have the hands too wide. Shoulder width apart is perfect. We're going to keep the arms straight, just like in the last exercise that we were doing. We're going to push into this front knee. So just come back up to a normal lunge for me, Rod. So we don't want to go up and over in this position. We want to bend forward into this front knee, and then we're going to take the stick up and over the head. In this position, you can see we're opening up this hip flexor. So that is where you should feel it in this stretch. You're also obviously going to feel it in your shoulders and in your spine. So we're reaching back as far as we can, and we're doing little reps here of moving in and out of the stretch. Make sure again that you're breathing as you're moving through this exercise. I like 10 reps and a 10-second hold on this one as well. 3 rounds, just like the last exercise we were talking about. You can superset it with the 3 exercises in this video. Beautiful. Also, one more thing, if you feel like you're quite wobbly in this position, just note that we don't really want the knee and the heel to be in line with each other. We want to create a little bit of distance. So just move your foot over to the side so you've got a bit of distance between your foot and your knee, and that will make you feel much more stable. And the third and final exercise is the standing arch. Let's take a look at it. Standing with your feet about shoulder width apart, we're going to start the arch from the top of the head. So looking up at the ceiling, we're going to pull the shoulders back and extend through the spine 1 vertebrae at a time, starting from the top, peeling all the way down to the base of the spine, bending the knees, pushing the hips forward, and then we're going to peel all the way back up to the top in the reverse order. Let's just see one of those one more time. Looking up at the ceiling, extending through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, pushing the hips forward, bending the knees, arching back as far as you can. When you first try this exercise, probably don't go quite as far as what Rod did. Go nice and slow and gentle, and then start to open it up a little bit more with each rep that you do, or open it up a little bit more over time of getting used to doing the exercise. One more thing with this exercise, something that people tend to do, is to hold their breath as they go down, and then they take this big gasp of air in when they get to the top. And when you do this, for a lot of people, they will get head spins and feel a little bit dizzy. So try to take a nice deep breath in, go backwards, and then when you come back, you can do the exhale when you come back up again. If you want to make your standing arch a little bit more measurable so you can actually see how far back you're going, grab yourself a box and some yoga blocks or something that you can stack up, and then do your standing arch trying to touch your head to the yoga block or the box. And doing this, you can actually make it measurable so you can see how far back you're going each time, and you can challenge yourself to go back a little bit further each time. Yeah. So there you have the 3 exercises. The first one was the foam roller shoulder opener. Just while you're doing this exercise, make sure that you keep that posterior pelvic tilt and that we also keep that nice flexed spine. Elevate your shoulders, push that weight as far away from your body as you can as you take your arms up and overhead. The second exercise that we did was the warrior stretch. Remember my little tip about not having your heel and your knee in one line. Create a little bit of space there. Again, lock your shoulders out, push into that bent knee at the front as you take your arms up and overhead. And the third exercise was the standing arch. Starting from the top of the head, looking up at the ceiling, pushing, extending through each vertebrae one at a time, hips going forward, bending the knees, opening up the spine, and then peeling all the way back up to the top. These 3 exercises are definitely going to help you to unlock your bridge. If you have any questions at all on any of the content from today, please pop a comment below. Also on our TMC Move Pro app, we have an amazing bridge program. So if you want a little bit of extra support to unlock your bridge, please check it out. I'll put a link below.